Good morning students, welcome to you all 11th standard commerce. In this video we are going to discuss unit 2 forms of business organization, chapter 6 joint stock company. So last video we discussed types of companies, so classification of companies on the basis of incorporation, chartered companies, statutory companies and association of not for profit. Then second one, classification of companies on the basis of membership, private company, public company. Okay, so today we are going to learn classification of companies on the basis of liability. So classify into three categories: company limited by shares, company limited by guarantee and unlimited company. And next one, classification of companies on the basis of control, government companies, holding companies and subsidiary companies. So we will see one by one. So first we are going to see classification of companies on the basis of liability. So classification of companies on the basis of liability. A company limited by shares. A company limited by shares is a company in which the liability of its member is limited by its memorandum to the amount unpaid on the shares respectively held by them. So what is meant by a memorandum? You know that. So memorandum of association means it is a legal document which tell about the relationship between the shareholders. So MOA is mentioned about the shares of the shareholders of the members. Okay. So the company limited by shares may be either public companies or private companies. If a member has paid the full amount of shares, then his liability shall be nil. That means if the company is limited by shares, the liability of members to amount unpaid of shares held by them. That is, a member buy the shares at ₹10, he is paid the 7, means so unpaid amount is 3 rupees. So the member is liable to only 3 rupees, which is unpaid amount, the share held by him. So this company may be private company or public company. So the member paid the full amount of shares, his liability is nil. That is called a company limited by shares. So there's two main features of company limited by share as follows. First point, the liability of its members is limited to the amount remaining unpaid on shares held by them. Second point, such liability can be enforced either during the lifetime of the company or during the winding up of the company. Okay, so next point, company limited by guarantee. Company limited by guarantee. A company limited by guarantee is a company in which the liability of its members is limited by its memorandum to such an amount as the members may respectively undertake to contribute to the asset of the company in the event of being wound up. Such companies are generally formed for the promotion of commerce, art, science, religion, charity or any other useful object. So the company is limited by guarantee may be either private companies or public companies. So what is meant by company limited by guarantee means at the time of winding up of the company, the members liable to pay the asset of the company. Such type of company they form. Okay. So next one, unlimited company. An unlimited company is a company which the liability of member is not limited by its memorandum. So in other words, the liability of member is unlimited. That is, there is no limit on the liability of members. So the members of such companies may be required to pay the company losses from their personal property because such companies have a separate legal entity. So its creditors cannot file a suit against the members directly. So the creditors will have to apply to the court for the winding up of the company, and the liquidator will direct the members to contribute to the asset of the company to pay off its liabilities. So what is in unlimited company? So unlimited company, the company liability of member is unlimited. If there is any loss of the company, have to pay from their personal property. That is called the unlimited company. Next one, classification of companies on the basis of control. First one, government companies. So a public enterprises incorporated under the Indian Companies Act 1956 is called a government company. So according to 1956, that is companies which is not less than 51% of paid up share capital. So these companies are owned and managed by the central or state government. Section 6117 of the Companies Act 1956 defines government companies as any company in which no less than 51% of paid up share capital is held by. Okay, so government companies which is not less than 51% of paid up share capital, that is more than 51% capital is invested made by the central government or state government or partially central government or more than 2 or more states government. So that is set up a government company. Okay, so first one, the central government or any state or government, state government or government, then partially by the central government and partially one by one or more state government. A subsidiary of government company shall also be treated as a government company. So these companies are registered as a private limited companies, though their management and their control rests with the government. So this type of organization where both the government and private individuals are shareholders. So sometimes these companies are called a mixed ownership company. For example, Steel Authority of India, Indian Oil Corporation, Oil and Natural Gas Corporation, Bharat Heavy Electrical Limited. So these are example of government company. The next one, holding company. So what is meant by holding company? As per section 287, subsidiary company or subsidiary in relation to any other company means a company in which the holding company. So holding means it is a parent company, so it is owned and controlled by other business. So holding company, if you take, holding company owns more than 50% of other company shares. It also had authority to make the management decision, controls the company board of directors. That is called the holding companies. So once again, so holding companies means it is a parent company, is owned and controlled by the other business. Okay, so controls the composition of the board of directors. Then second point, exercise or controls more than one half the total share capital, either as it is owned or together with one or more its subsidiary companies. Then provided that such class or classes holding companies may be prescribed shall not have layers of subsidiaries beyond such numbers of may be prescribed. The next one, subsidiary companies. So what is meant by subsidiary companies? Subsidiary companies is controlled by the parent company, or holding company is controlled by the board of directors. That is called the subsidiary companies. So subsidiary company or subsidiary in relation to any other means a company is which holding the company. First point, controls the composition of board of directors. So controls the composition of the board of directors. Second point, exercise or controls more than one half of the total share capital, either at its own or together with one or more of its subsidiary companies. For example of subsidiary companies, H Limited holds more than 50% of equity share capital of S Limited. So now H Limited is the holding company of S Limited and S Limited is the subsidiary company of H Limited. The next we are going to discuss classification of companies on the basis of nationality. First one, domestic companies. So domestic companies means a company which cannot be termed as foreign company under the provision of the Companies Act should be regarded as a domestic company. So domestic company is one formed under the state in which it's doing the business. It is cannot be termed as foreign company. That is called the domestic companies. Next one, foreign companies. What do you mean by foreign companies? So a foreign company means a company which is incorporated in the country outside India under the law of that country After the establishment of business in India, the following documents must be filed with the register of the companies within the 30 days from the date of establishment. So a foreign companies means it started in another country, that is outside of India. So according to the law of that country, it established the business in India. After establishment, within the 13 days, it has to produce the documents to the register of the company. So what are the documents as to in the register office? So first one, a certified copy of the charter or statutes under the which company is incorporated, or the memorandum and articles of the company translated into English. It has also produced the MOA, and the AOA should be MOA, memorandum of association, the articles of association should be translated in the register office. The next one, the full address of register office of the company. It has to submit the full address. And then next, a list of directors and secretary of the company. So all the details has to file in the register of the company. Then the name and address of any person resident of India who is authorized to accept on behalf of the company service of legal process and any notice served on the company. Next one, the full address of the company's principal place of business in India. The next point, multinational companies. A multinational company is a huge industrial organization which operates in more than one country, carries out production, marketing and research activities on international scale in those countries. Third point, seek to maximum profits world over. So a domestic company or a foreign company can be a MNC. So what is multinational companies? So multinational companies, it owns and manages 2 or more countries. So MNC operates then more than one country, is to make the maximum profit. So that is called a multinational companies. Examples of multinational company: Microsoft Corporation, Nokia Corporation, Nestle, Coca-Cola International Business Machine, PepsiCo and Sony Corporation. I hope you understood this topic. Thank you, students.